All right, we got the recording going. 1 second. So we got a lot going on from last month as well as this month, May and June. So kind of wanted to recap some of the things that we discussed last month from last month's executive meeting, and then lay out the plan for this month. So first thing, I wanted to share, sent out the meeting minutes from last month's meeting, our executive meeting. The attendees were myself, Lady President Mama Mina, First Vice President Brother Macius, First Lady Vice President Sister Tania. We were discussing the agenda for the month of May, some of the events that we had in the month, and how we wanted to support those events. A couple other things that we talked about for financial reports. So the funds that are coming in, as well as the funds that we're sending out to the parent body. Well, I'll go over that again tonight to give an update on May and June. Some of the events that we had in May, wait, this is not a May event. Easter egg hunt was in April, but we discussed that during May executive meeting. Brother James wasn't there. Doesn't look like Brother James is here tonight. So we're gonna have to hold off as far as an official report on the Easter egg hunt. But I do want to let the executive body know the youth coordinator position was an open position. I have assigned that position to Brother James, or appointed Brother James to hold the position as youth coordinator. I think he's done a great job over the years as a member, and having a strong emphasis on making sure we keep the youth engaged. So I definitely want to make sure we support him and give him as much support as he needs to help engage the youth. Some other things that we talked about last month was our brochures. So I don't know if I sent that out to everybody, all the executives, a copy of it. I can go over it again, but we've got some brochures, some promotion material that we can use to hand out to people to give them information on the organization. Brother Cornelius, I would have brought some to the African Liberation Day celebration, but I didn't know you were going to be there. But at Juneteenth, I'll bring everything that I have. And actually, I'm thinking we may need to get some more. I actually feel like we need to get some more, because there's going to be a lot of people at Juneteenth. I'm thinking thousands of people at Juneteenth. And right now we've got like 600 of these one-page pamphlets. So I'm thinking about getting another 1,000 for $110. But we can discuss that, and you know, let me know what the executives, what we think about that based on our finances. Any questions, anything thus far? I don't want to ramble too long. Brother Cornelius, you good? Okay, he's on mute. Okay, you good? Brother Cornelius, you're on mute. Did you want to say anything?
I'm sorry. You hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now. Can y'all hear me good, by the way?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Okay.
When you're talking about the brochure, that's the one you gave me a copy of at the African Liberation Program?
Okay. Yes, sir. I did give you a copy of that, yes.
I like it. I read through it. It's very informative. I guess only two questions I have is not about the brochure, I guess it's about the wording, you know, it's sometimes we have some of that old wording from back in the day. And
Yes, sir.
one question has, how may a charter be secured to establish a division of the organization in any community? And then
Yes,
the
sir.
answer is 7 or more citizens of intelligence. And I kind of wonder what they mean by that, citizens of intelligence. And then another question uses the same kind of language where it says, what are the qualifications for office in the UNIA-ACL? Answer, candidates must be registered. Well, not read the whole thing, but the answer ends, it says, and shall be of reputable moral standing and good education. That intelligence and good education. And they got another one where they talk about sources of revenue, the next question. And it says sources of revenue can come from general amusements of an innocent nature. I was just tripping on some of that language. I was kind of reading it sort of like in Garvey's voice, because I could just, you know, hear talk from that day sounding like that. But I like the brochure. It answers a lot of questions, and it's easy to read and everything.
Yes. Let me see. Thank you, Brother Cornelius. In regards to some of the 7 more citizens of intelligence shall be of reputable moral standing and good education. So first, this document comes from the parent body. So we haven't made any modifications. All of the divisions that use this document, it has the same wording. The only thing that we've changed is the local information as far as our division, what we do locally, and our contact information. And to follow up on it, the wording comes from, we can pull this from the Constitution. So I agree with what you're saying. I think, yeah, I will say this was created August 2013. That was the latest, and so we just updated the Constitution 2020. So a lot of this wording has just been updated this year, and it wasn't included in the 2013 version, but that is a good suggestion to, I guess, update it based on the amendments to the Constitution.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it came from somewhere like that.
But I want, as we talked about in the May executive meeting, I would like, well, I'm going to make a call for all officers to pass out 100 of these brochures, at least 100. So we started out with 1,000, and we have about 10 active officers, so that's 100 each. But I think we're gonna get some more. But I need, we all need to be representatives of the organization, and we all need to be able to share this information and stand on what we represent. So it shouldn't just be 1 or 2 of us. Any other questions, comments in regards to what we've gone over thus far? Go back to, so that gets us up to brochures, and this is some of the expenses that we talked about. That's what this is. We were talking about the expenses of last month. So brochures, travel assistance, myself and Brother Macias spent $100 for our travel to Philadelphia for High Executive Council. Garvey Voice magazines, we purchased 100 Garvey Voice magazines at $3 each, so that's $300 in expense. Course of African Philosophy books, $15 a piece. We purchased 10 of these. We plan to sell them at $20 at least, well, like $15 at least, but hopefully $20 to make a profit. But this would be for our study group and any of our members that need the book. We talked about getting books and having books in the division so that when people need them, Race First, Course of African Philosophy, Philosophies and Opinions, these books, we should have a inventory of them. So we're trying to work on that. Lessons learned from February. Oh yeah, we also talked about some lessons learned from the February fundraiser. I think the big thing as to why we couldn't pull that off, we can't tie copyrighted material to a facility that we don't own. So just lessons learned moving forward as we have our next fundraiser. But Brother Macias gave an explanation as to why we weren't able to, follow through and actually pull off the February event. But we'll have more opportunities. Some things that we talked about for June, some things we proposed for June. At 6:40, First Vice President Brother Macias. This is last month. This is a summary of last month's executive meeting. Brother Macias gave a presentation on property acquisition, focusing on 3 basic ways to acquire property: adverse possession. I believe tax lien was the second one. Brother Macias, correct me if I'm wrong, but it had something to do with taxes or someone behind on their taxes.
That's right.
With property. Okay. And then the third option was to purchase outright. And then he had a follow-up proposal in regards to acquisition of the property. So we would have to build these teams to acquire property, to cultivate the land, to protect the land, and then sell or resell. I forgot exactly what terminology you use, but it led to us selling the property in the end. Any questions or comments in regards to any of this information? Brother Macias is actively working on this. I have some updates to that for tonight's meeting, but the big thing here is we're looking for property. So from an executive standpoint, Mama Amina has voiced, and I agree, we need a meeting location. So we need a headquarters. And Brother Macias, from our business coordinator standpoint, he's looking at economic opportunities and how we can profit economically using real estate, and also network with some of our real estate professional brothers and sisters here in Atlanta. But the critical thing from my standpoint, I think both of them are just as important. But yeah, we are looking at trying to get a headquarters or facility. Questions or comments?
Hey, Brother John.
Yes, Brother Kenwardo.
Yeah, we need an office, but until we get an office, y'all ever want to have like a physical meeting, we can always meet at my store.
Office or a physical meeting, we could always meet at your store. Where you in Forest Park?
Yeah, until we get a building, we can always meet at our store for a physical meeting, man.
Okay. That's on the east side.
No, it's it's in Forest Park.
Hold on. Let me pull it. Clayton County on the south side?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. All right. Let me share really quick. Brothers aren't aware. I just pulled up the Forest Park area. I thought y'all were on the east side for some reason.
Right off what's the name? Jonesboro Road, right off of 285 on Jonesboro Road, right off of 285. wait 5 minutes.
I got you. Brother Cornelius, Brother Macias, what do y'all think about? No, Mama Mina's not here. We'll follow up with her. What do y'all think about Forest Park, Central area meet up for membership?
I mean, that's good for me because I'm on the south side too. I'm in Union City.
Yeah. I'm over here, Camp Creek area.
I mean, we have to just find a place. I'm with it. I mean, I don't have any objections.
Okay. I feel you. All right, so thank you, Brother Kim Wardo, for that information. We'll keep that in mind. I mean, obviously, the thing is, like we said, it all comes down to what's available and what we, what it would cost us to get it. If considering a reasonable relationship and exchange, you would be our, right now you'd be up top. We don't really have much else as far as a immediate availability. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind as we proceed. So, another thing that we had talked about was so with the focus of need for an office or meeting space, we had mentioned the Legacy Center with Brother Jay Morrison. We've been trying to work on that relationship. Brother Macy's, I didn't make it by there today either, but I think that's a good spot for us to have events as well. But it's a little bit, we'll need like more people, I would think, in order to fill out the spaces. So that was something we had talked about last month before Brother Kim Wardo had mentioned.
Yeah, because that place big, man. Shelly, we had vended at the Green Lady Big Friday. That's a big It's big.
Yeah, you and Shelly had vendors?
No, we had they had an event Friday night.
An event Friday night.
Yeah, no, actually it was Thursday night. Yeah, and that place big. So Shelly go there being once a month. That's his event.
Okay.
That's big. It's huge.
I like the idea. I don't see, like I said, I don't see anything else that's better right now. So, Brother Cornelius, I see you had your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I'm not familiar with the Legacy Center. What is that?
Not a problem. It's a young brother, Jay Morrison. He is a member of the organization. He's a young, I would say, real estate mogul. He would say that. But just a successful brother locally, and he's got a event space that we could potentially partner with him to use for meetings, trainings, and things like that. And that's what we had talked about last month. I don't know if he's just a flyer but he had a lot of events going on this week. Supported one event yesterday. Could have, but I didn't support the event today. But it's an event space and a co-working center, I think is what.
It's in East Point?
Yes, it's in East Point.
Okay.
Legacy Center.
Legacy Center.
But he also calls it, nicknamed the Black House.
It was he started a real estate investment trust to purchase the property, where a lot of community members put up money to buy that property right there. He's trying to make it the headquarters for the instead of the White House, the Black House. So, like I say, there's a event space and the co-working space. The co-working space does have like conference rooms and stuff like that to meet in and open space in too. So I think the event yesterday was in the open space, which is trying to make it a multi-media space as well. But there's like a really big warehouse that's attached to it where the events will be able to have. And with it being a co-working space, there's upstairs they have like little offices that he rents out to businesses, and make it their like office. And they also use it as a virtual mailbox place too. So you have mail and all that good stuff as well. So it could be a virtual office for it, but we have someone always there, receive mail and stuff like that. But that's the space.
But yeah, 50 an hour. But the key thing, like just to recap, we're looking at potential meeting locations, potential headquarters. So we're trying to put all the options on the table. And brother Jay Morrison, as a dues-paying member, we already have a relationship there. And with brother Kimwardo, we'll work with brother Kimwardo as well. But we're just putting everything on the table, and as an executive board, we can decide what's best and when to do what. So that's brother Jay Morrison. That was the Legacy Center. And the last thing that we had talked about, I had a small presentation that I put together about, I called it the 4 aspects of leadership, but it's actually 5 aspects of leadership. Things that I feel that we should possess as leaders in order to be effective. Intelligence, and that comes in different levels. But it's like it was a whole presentation to it: intelligence, resources, time, health, and something else is the X factor. And the X factor is if you don't have time or resources, sometimes people just step up, like they don't have all 4 or all 3, but they're still able to be effective. So that were the things that we talked about last month, and I'd want us to be a little bit more official as far as an executive body and how we document things, record things, and how we function. So one of the first things for meetings like this is to vote to accept the meeting minutes of the previous meeting. So with that being said, I motion that we accept the meeting minutes from May.
Second.
Brother Macy seconds that motion. I guess I'll open it. Those that would like to accept this motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? These events, Brother Cornelius, I did see you at African Liberation Day at the Beloved Community Church. I appreciate that. And I'm sure there were some brothers that attended Malcolm X Day. So
Yeah, I attended that one too.
We were supposed to have a table at Malcolm X Day. President Ross Marvin usually has a table where we can sign up people for membership. I have to get better at that, but I also need help with that. I can't be doing everything on my own and carrying everything on my own. So when we give out these brochures, that'll kind of be training for everybody in regards to registering new members. but we all need to be aware of these responsibilities. Okay, so I have some more. Brother Eduardo, did you have anything on May events? I know you're driving. Okay, but yeah, May is always a big month for us. When I looked at our records of membership and when members join, we get a lot of members that join around Malcolm X Day, African Liberation Day. So the month of May is usually a big recruiting month for us, and I need to get back. I need to be consistent with that, but you know, we didn't do that well as far as recruiting in the month of May this year, but I think we do a good job of exposure. So us being at these events, representing the red, black, and green flag, letting people know that the organization is still alive. You know, that's the minimum that I ask for from our officers. So thank you, brothers and sisters that are listening for that. So if there aren't any questions or comments in regards to May, I kind of wanted to get into some of the property acquisition things that I had saw over the past few weeks. We were talking about acquiring property. Okay. So first piece of property that I wanted to look at, Brother Cornelius, Brother Kenwarda, y'all may know this piece of property. This is right across the street from the Beloved Community Church of Atlanta. It is currently, you know, abandoned. There's a family, you know, that was living there. We would, you know, the church says that the family's still in the neighborhood, but if we're talking about, you know, acquiring property, Brother Macias, you know, this is, I'm asking you to lead this, but I need some direction on, you know, what type of properties we want, you know, what level of abandoned, you know, we're looking for. And this is a Beloved Community Church picture. So this is a picture from the driveway. You can see Beloved Community Church right across the street. But I want to know y'all thoughts on, Brother Macias, you first, primary thoughts on this type of property for acquisition.
So one of the most important things when we, you know, think about taking property is, you know, what we want to do with the properties. So, with the process, you have a team that acquires the properties, a team that secures and protects them. You know, then you have a team that makes the plans of how we're going to utilize it. And that's one of the most important parts is like how are we going to utilize it, figuring that out, you know, first when we are identifying these properties. So, you know, we can definitely look at many different style properties, but I think that's going to be an ongoing process every time we find these. First, us coming together and say, hey, what can we do with it, and then coming up with that plan. So, off the top of my head, you know, we're going to need us having places where our members can stay is always going to be a way that we can attract members to join our organization, period. And of course, this would be a great property for that.
Yeah, and when I went by there yesterday, First Lady of the church was kind of outside, and I was letting her know my thoughts on what we were trying to do and while I was out there looking at the property. And they, of course, support, you know, what we're trying to do and are on board. So any other comments or you know, questions in regards to this potential property? But one thing, Brother Macy, is like, I feel like you said it, even with these things, we have to move fast. You know, from what I understand, this family hasn't been out of the house for less than a month. You know, I thought it had been a while, but it's only been like a month or something. But we need to know what we want to do, and I think, you know, within this month or next month, you know, we need to start moving on whatever potential we have.
Yeah, that's the most important thing is to move fast once we identify what we want to do, to move fast on and go ahead and make a developmental dent in the properties where, you know, if owners do approach us, we're able to, you know, create liens on the work that we did on the properties. And in most cases, in most cases, the owners, you know, don't pay those liens and we're able to receive property.
Okay. Let me go to, was there anything else on this first property? Second property that I saw is a little more work, I'd say, but I took a picture. This picture is just showing the location. I can't even zoom on the streets, but this is in the West End, right behind Morehouse College. So this street right here is connected to Morehouse. Morehouse is like back here on this corner from the picture. So and the house is right here. So it's in the middle of the AUC and the schools, the local schools. So I know it's a lot of work. I can't imagine what it looks like on the inside, but you know, from a location standpoint, this was something that I was really excited about. So, Brother Mason, when you do get in town, you know, we need to drive around and you know, look at some properties.
Just looking at, go ahead, Brother Mason.
I would just say, agree with what he said.
Okay. I was just saying, looking at that one, I'm familiar with the first house, but looking at that one, that just off the top of my head looked like acquiring that would be just to acquire the property. I swear that don't look salvageable at all.
You might be right. I mean, you know, I don't know, like, and that's why I said, you know, we need to really clarify what we need, because, you know, I can just drive around taking pictures of different houses, but if things aren't feasible, you know, that would save everybody some time.
That looks, I wonder if it's, I'm trying to think how to pronounce the name. Is that Dimmock Street? It's like off of Lowry,
Yes,
right? It starts right about where that chicken place is. The street, and then it's like a dead end that runs into.
I see Bond Air, but I can't see the other street name.
Because I was just thinking
this
of
goes
a
straight
street
to Lowry.
Huh?
I said this street goes straight into Lowry. Lowry runs this way, but the street drives straight into Lowry. It's right here.
Okay. I wonder if that's it. You know, another thing I was thinking of, John, when you're talking about looking at properties, now, you know, if they got the address on them, you just go to the Fulton County tax assessor's website and look it up, see who owns it, and get a little information on it.
Yes.
I think they may even put the value of it on there.
Yeah, we've talked about it, and I understand that. Like, I need to, but the first one I have the actual address, 1118 Irish Street. This one I didn't write down what the address was, but you're absolutely right. We can plug that information into databases to get more information on who owns it and what the financial status is. Any other questions on?
It's really about us.
Brother Macy's.
Keep going. I don't have any other questions. No, keep going, President John. I don't have anything.
All right. So next slide. I just wanted to share with everybody our feeding program that we've been doing over the past 2 years. Just give a quick snapshot of what it looks like and what the last one looked like. So May 28th, 2022, same day we had African Liberation Day. This is where our $90, when I say we spent $90 on the feeding program, it went to 50 cans of tomato sauce, 50 Mandarin cups, 25 peach cups. One of them supposed to be like fruit, like multi-fruit. 25 fruit cups. So this brother represents the nation. He represents Moorish Science Temple. They bring beans, spaghetti noodles, rice. What else do they bring? Water. They bring other items, and then we break it all up into 50 individual bags, and then we go out to different communities. So at the 28th, we went out to Green Springs Apartments on College Springs. We've been there a couple times, but we went down there again on the 28th. This is part of our charity program. So any questions or comments on the feeding program for the 28th, or what I documented? Brother Quentin Water, I know you have been doing some things as well. You got to send me some pictures or something so I can have them in the report.
Okay. All right, I'll send it to you now. I'll send it.
Okay. But yeah, just to give ourselves credit for, we have aims and objectives, and some of them are assist the needy and reclaim the fallen. So when it comes to assist the needy, this is just us as a division, holding ourselves accountable to that work. I just thank everybody for, and everybody on the call is a dues paying member, so I definitely appreciate you, brothers. All right, if there's no other questions on the feeding program, I will go to the next slide. So later on that day, we had the African Liberation Day celebration, hosted primarily by WADU, so World African Diaspora Union. COSA is a Christian support organization. UNIA-ACL, obviously that's us. ASCAC, Association for the Study of Classical African Civilizations. So Baba Oshi here in the middle. I'm sure some brothers in the community know him. All African People's Revolutionary Party, they didn't have a representative there at the day, but they have committed to working together and establishing this united front. And then the last one that I knew of was Friends of the Congo. They had representation there as well, but this is a coalition that we've had for some years. Due to the pandemic, we hadn't really been able to be active and engage with each other, but we do want to continue this, and we want to make this coalition stronger and better. So we'll be having more meetings in the near future, and I would like for officers, to step up and support the organization in these meetings, and so that we can have somewhat of delegates, from the UNIA to represent the organization at these meetings. Any questions, comments on African Liberation Day? And Brother Cornelius, I would definitely like to know your comments since you were there, how you felt about it.
I was happy to be there and learned a lot from the different speakers and the different organizations. I thought it was really, really good when, and I don't remember the names of the organizations, but when we talked with the brother from Haiti, and they talked about how they were doing African Liberation Celebration down there.
Yes, sir.
So I was glad to be there.
Yes. Thank you, Brother Cornelius. But yes, another one of our aims and objectives, number 6, our goal is not to just have one strong nation, but to combine these nations into a great empire. So I think modern day, that's what this looks like, is these groups, organizations, or nations, however you want to look at them, us coming together under the banner of the red, black, and green. So we have to do our part to facilitate this union. Any questions, comments on African Liberation Day? before I go next slide. All right, so that is a recap of the month of May, and that's only the events that I was able to attend. So there's much more that we didn't have documented for the month of May, but we're finally getting into the month of June at 8:03 p.m. So just a quick look at the calendar, and please let me know if I'm missing anything or if some things are going on that we're not aware of that we should support. But tonight, obviously, is our executive meeting. It's June 4th. We should have a CPM meeting tomorrow, first Sunday. Why is this here? This should not be here. This should be down. The first event that I'm aware of is a political prisoners rally on June 11th, and that'll be held at Malcolm X Park. I've got a slide on that. The next slide talks about that rally. I need to extend this Juneteenth 3 days. Beyond that rally, so next week, if brothers can come out to Malcolm X Park, you know, please plan to support that. That's the only other event that I'm aware of. And then the following week is Juneteenth. So starting on June 16th, we will have a table down at Centennial Olympic Park, and I will need some help managing the table, you know, staffing the table, and you know, if people can come, you know, yeah, just give each other a break. So all officers, I'm asking everybody to come out and at least donate an hour of their time manning our UNIA table. Then beyond Juneteenth, so and then June, wait a minute. So 18th is a Saturday. I'm sorry, Brother Kimardo. The 18th, we will have the parade at 12 o'clock. So we'd like to have all brothers ready at the beginning of the parade by 11. I will bring flags. You know, I'm inviting the Moorish Science Temple. We've invited all the groups, the Black Circle, obviously, Brother Kimardo. But we want to have as many flags as we can. It's our job as UNIA and the bearers of the red, black, and green flag to lead this march. Brother Jakuma has been doing it for years. Brother Cornelius also has been representing and supporting for years. So we need to, you know, we just need more brothers out front representing the red, black, and green flag. And then let me just summarize June, and then we can, any questions or comments, we can talk about it. I don't think an orientation on the 25th, we probably gonna have to cancel that. We're not really ready for that. We may be able to do something in July, but as of right now, I'd like for us to just focus on Juneteenth and officers coming out to support our table for that event. Any questions or comments on the month of June and the events for June?
The times for the table at Juneteenth.
I think it's a 12 hours per day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
So maybe we could do shifts or something like that.
Yeah, that's needed.
And then also, isn't there also a parade? I forget what it's called, but you just sent out the flyer for it. The Pan-African Parade, I guess, in the West End?
Yes, that's in August, though.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm mixing up my
that's
dates.
August 13th. Yeah, we got some months on that. Brother Kimardo has been leading, you know, our organization for that. He's gotten us a flyer produced. So I don't like to sit on things, you know, as soon as I get the information, I share it with the executive body. So even though that's an event in August, we are, you know, organizing, planning, and promoting for that event right now. But first is Juneteenth. Any questions, comments on Juneteenth? Yeah, Juneteenth specifically, really. But yeah, I need everybody to come out and donate at least an hour of their time helping with our table.
Need folk to bring anything?
We're not supposed to sell anything, but I'm gonna bring. I'll have everything. I still got your cooler, by the way, Brother Cornelius. I owe you that. So
Well, just use it
don't
out
bring
there.
nothing else.
Yeah.
I owe you. But no, I've got the brochures, Garvey Voice magazines, Black Seeds calendars, flags. We'll talk about those things. Brother Camardo, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. We may need some shirts, and I know we had talked about this before. You know, having some shirts, some official, not necessarily uniforms, but having everyone, you know, uniform. Some.
It was a Marcus Garvey shirt. What was it gonna be?
At least it was going to be red, black, and green. So I was asking Brother Camardo. I know he has relationships with textiles and shirt producers. So I wasn't sure if he had something already in place that we could use to represent the UNIA and Marcus Garvey at Juneteenth.
Like, how many T-shirts do you think we need?
I'm thinking, I mean, what do y'all think? Like, off the top of my head, I think, I mean, not a lot, really. Like, for the representatives, I'd say 20. You know, people that we would hand them to and say, you know, wear this shirt. Beyond that, it would be things that we would sell for profit. But as far as giving them to the individuals, 20. Go ahead, Mama Mina.
Yeah, I think we need to wear the shirts, and then if you want to sell the shirts to the people rather than give them away. Because this is
but initially I would say 20 shirts for volunteers.
for the membership. Yeah. Right.
I would have to get the sizes and stuff, and I get the shirts. Me myself, I get 20 shirts for $10 a piece, printed, whatever design we want it on. And I'll put in half that money, you know what I mean? But we gonna need, you say 20, we gonna need what sizes, what our sizes are. So like, well, we gonna get 5 smalls, 5 medium, 5 extra large, 5 largest. You know what I mean? Would that be the 20? See, that's the question.
Okay, medium, large, and extra large.
Right off the top of my head, I say 5 large, 10 extra large, and then 5 XXL.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Touch that to me. Touch that to me when you get the time.
I'll do that. No problem.
Cool. All right.
And let me know. You know. Let me know what you know.
Okay.
Let me know what it's gonna cost.
Okay.
Now, brother,
all right, cool.
John.
Brother Cornelius.
I was going to ask you, speaking of shirts, because I know when I joined the UNIA, we had some actual UNIA Division 421 shirts.
Yes,
and
sir.
I know one time at a previous meeting, I think it was back still when Brother Ross was president, we had discussed maybe updating the shirt and getting more division shirts made.
Yes, sir.
You want to consider something like that, or did we just want a general shirt, a red, black, and green, or Garvey on it or something? Or do we actually want UNIA shirts? I still have mine.
Great question. I do have, President Ross Marvin has given me all of that memorabilia. So I have those shirts. I wouldn't want to use those specifically, just due to the age. But to your question, yes, long term, we do need to get our own UNIA-ACL Division 421 shirts. Pending that we only have 2 weeks, I don't necessarily want to make that a requirement for Juneteenth. If we can just get something red, black, and green, maybe, hopefully Marcus Garvey, that would be enough, for right now. But long term, we would want to have our own design.
Okay.
I don't want to put that. I don't want to make that a requirement, and then, Juneteenth comes and we don't get the nice shirts when we could have just got some basic shirts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So as of right now, Brother Kenwardo is our subject matter expert. So based on the sizes, I'll provide him with the sizes, and he'll let us know what options we have from a design standpoint.
Well, I can tell you, I take an extra large right now.
Beautiful. But yeah, let me get that to Brother Kenwardo. Any other questions? And we should have an update. So we have a UNIA meeting on the 12th. I'll work with Brother Kenwardo over this week, and on the 12th, I'll have an update on where we are on the shirts and design and things like that.
I had a question, President John.
Yes, Brother
Are we going to have the Black government IDs out at Juneteenth? Can we?
I don't think so, just due to power requirements. Based on the last meetings that they had for Juneteenth, there was a $170 charge to use power, and I'm not sure if that was a daily charge. I think it was $170 a day, but there was an expense to use power that we could not absorb.
Okay. Can we are we able to get people to sign up for them and print them out, like send us the picture, and we give them to them in 72 hours to a week, 5 to 7 business days?
Yes, we can. We will be promoting the Black Government ID. That's one of our banners that we have, is promotion for the Black Government ID. So in addition to membership, selling flags, selling books, selling magazines, we'll also be promoting the Black Government ID. Anything else on the month of June? Anything else on the calendar for the month of June? I forgot details on the next slides. Okay. Last call. Slide. So first event, as I said, June 11th, Malcolm X Park in Atlanta, the West End Park, Malcolm X Park, 6 p.m. Saturday, June 11th. They're supposed to have a rally, community rally, to support Imam Jamil Al-Amin, Matulu Shakur, and Kamaru Siddiqui. So I would consider these, political prisoners. But there'll be a community gathering on the 11th to support these brothers. So I think this is another opportunity. Summertime, people are getting together for different things. So it's an opportunity for us as UNIA to organize our people. So if any brothers and sisters that can come out and support this event, represent the red, black, and green, I would definitely appreciate the support, and another opportunity for us to hand out brochures. So questions, comments on June 11th? All right. But yeah, as we've said before, you know, we want support from other organizations, so we have not a requirement, but we should feel a responsibility to support those other organizations. As the first assistant president general said, I think President General said it. Yeah, President General said it. We can't expect a withdrawal unless we make a deposit. So, from a relationship standpoint, we should be working with other groups if we're asking them to work with us. So June 17th, something is wrong. June 17th through 19th. I must be off with my dates, 17th, 18th, 19th. So, okay. So I guess Juneteenth is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That makes more sense. Juneteenth is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's still Saturday when the parade is. And that'll be Centennial Olympic Park. This is the 10th annual Juneteenth. As they promote over 400 vendors, 3 big stages, 3 big days. I expect, you know, over thousands of people to pass through the area, if not people vending, you know, people coming in just to see what's going on. So excellent opportunity for us to promote and potentially sell some products. Questions, comments on Juneteenth? Okay, in regards to opportunities, one thing we should be excited about. So we'll be there for 3 days, and we have to ask ourselves what we can do with those 3 days. Looking at our inventory, right now we've got about 600 brochures. I've been giving these brochures out left and right. We started with 1,000. I don't know if we really got 600, we may have 700, but we've got brochures, not for sale, but for promotion. And if we need to get another 1,000 before Juneteenth, we can do that. Not a problem. It's $110, but I think it's worth the investment. So one opportunity is giving out brochures and promoting for the organization. Second opportunity would be our Garvey Voice magazines. So we've got 100 Garvey Voice magazines at $3 a piece. That's $300 that could come into the organization. And that's $3 minimum. We could sell these for $5 is what I would recommend selling it for. So that's $300 of inventory that we've got. We've got 20 large flags, large red, black, and green flags. We sell these flags for $50 each. So that's $1,000 inventory of red, black, and green flags. 15 Message to the People books. We would sell these at $20 a piece. 15 books. With this. $300 here. 15 Message to the People books at $20 a piece would be $300. We inherited 5 books from the previous President General, Singo Baye. We can sell these books at $10 a piece. That'd be $50. We have Black Seeds calendars for 2022. I think we can sell these for $10 a piece. That's $100. And then we have some old Garvey Voice magazines, several hundred, and I think we can sell these for $1 a piece. So it's $200 in inventory. And we've got 5 old constitutions. These are before the Constitution was updated last year. We sell these for $5 a piece, so that's $25. So we have close to $2,000 in inventory and products and things that we could move. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted as many people at this meeting as possible to prepare for Juneteenth, and try to move some of these products to bring some funds back into the organization. Any questions, comments on our inventory?
No questions for me.
No questions on inventory, okay. But again, One of the big things, one of the big takeaways is we'll need help for Juneteenth. Holding down the table, marching in the parade, moving these products, promoting brochures. This is going to be a big event, a big test for us as an organization on how well we can tap into the potential of the environment. There hasn't been a big event like this, in several years due to COVID. So last year we did it, but we weren't a official sponsor of the event. So it's our first time being an official sponsor, and I want us to do, to do the best that we can. Okay. So June 18th, parade starts at 12 p.m. Parade theme is reparations over everything. So it's a big reparations theme this year. True identity equals true freedom, reuniting the Aboriginal diaspora of the world, and world peace. Those are the themes of the parade. One of the things that I wanted to share,
what were the themes?
The themes are reparations over everything, true identity equals true freedom, and reuniting the Aboriginal diaspora of the world. And world peace was the last one. But for those that are on Zoom, I wanted to show the importance of us attending this event, supporting this event, and to an extent, leading this event. Give me 1 second. So going back to, let me get my share right. So going back to 2019, this is from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, one of the official, if not the most official voice in regards to Atlanta media. Juneteenth, Atlanta Black History Parade. This is 2019. This brother here is Brother Takuma. He's been there for years, kind of showed me the ropes a little bit. But he holds a very tall flag and leads the parade. This is me here. This is like my second year participating, but following Brother Jakuma, but leading, doing our job to lead and represent, the red, black, and green. This was another picture they took. I wasn't aware of it, but these images are important, when it comes to propaganda. Yeah, this is when we were at Home Depot, when the event was at Home Depot. So we led the parade. Then when we got to the entrance of Home Depot, we would stop and allow everybody to pass through under the red, black, and green flag. But these images are important. People are going to be there representing the red, black, and green flag. But, where are the legitimate representatives? Where are the officers of the organization? Where are the people that know the history of Marcus Garvey and the UNIA and the legacy of the President General? So going back to 2019, we've tried to, it's documented here as far as our contributions to this event, which I think we need to maintain. And now that this event is a federal holiday, I think there'll be other groups that are trying to make a stamp or make their representation on this holiday. So that's 2019. I got another article here that I want to show y'all. Come on. Next one is this is from USA Today. Make sure y'all can see. Yeah, y'all can see my screen. This is from USA Today. This was in 2020, I believe. Come on now, where is it at? Okay, there it goes. Look now. But this is USA Today's article about Juneteenth throughout the nation. And when they get to Atlanta, that's Brother Cornelius, myself, and as I said, you know, Brother Jacoma in the back. Participated in the parade to celebrate Juneteenth. This is 2021, so this is last year. But we have to be the official representatives of the red, black, and green, of Black liberation in modern times. And, you know, yeah, we have to do our part. So, Brother Cornelius, thank you. And I know you've been, you know, even at the 2019 one, I'm sure you were there, even though you're not in the picture. So, yeah, we need to keep this going. You know, this is important. This is bigger than just us as individuals, but this goes down to the legacy of what the images of Juneteenth will be in history. Any questions, comments on Juneteenth?
Well, Juneteenth actually was when the people in Texas, the black folks in Texas, because the Emancipation Proclamation had already been signed on January the 1st. But Juneteenth, Texas, June 19th, 1865, that was when those where Texas claimed and knew of the emancipation of black people. You know, they lied. That was what they said.
Yes.
But black people actually were, the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment freed us long before the Juneteenth Day, supposedly.
Yes, well, I understand, Mama Mina. My main point.
Well, that's Texas black folks. The rest of black people in America was supposedly already, I mean, we freed anyway, but, you know, that's just the history of this country. Yeah. And that holiday.
I understand.
You know, we can say, okay, so Texas came along and let the blacks of Texas be freed, but listen, it had already happened.
I understand, Mama Mina. My only point, as I said, in regards to the United States making this a federal holiday, the fact that June, based on, you know, the United States recognized June as Pride Month. If we don't, you know, stand up and as black people, as united, organized black people, and say, you know, from a revolutionary standpoint, what Juneteenth means to us, there will be other people, there will be other flags that are willing to stand up and, you know, say what they think Juneteenth should mean to the future.
Yeah, I see that it says the June 17th of 2021, Biden signed into law a bill making Juneteenth a federal holiday. So it's now a federal holiday, according to Biden.
Yes. And that sometimes can take these celebrations or these holidays out of our hands. You know, when we think about Martin Luther King Day and what his legacy represents, you know, it's become a day off work. But there is no honoring, you know, the legacy of King that I've seen, not from a federal standpoint. But 8:32, I've only got one more slide, but I did want to make sure, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on June and Juneteenth, because this is important, and we've only got one opportunity to, you know, celebrate Juneteenth 2022. If we don't do it right, you know, that's just the history. So want to make sure we are prepared and ready. Last thing that I had, I don't want to hold y'all too long. I just wanted to bring up the calendar for July. We don't really have a lot going on in July. There's not a lot that I'm aware of in July. And I don't want to put too much on ourselves in July because we have to keep in mind August is right behind it. So just wanted to share this. If there's anything that we wanted to do, orientation, a meeting, charity event, party or whatever, we've got opportunities. So anything anybody wants to say about the month of July that we should know about?
What is President's on July 6th?
President's Call. So every first Wednesday, President's Call, myself, Mama Mina, and the other presidents, we get together and just, we kind of, it's reports. We talk about, what we've done for the previous month, what we plan for the next month, and if we've gotten any new members. Lately, these calls have been focused on convention coming up in Detroit in August, as well as our fundraising for our international headquarters. But convention is the next big thing from parent body level. So if any officers can come out and come to Detroit to support that, that would be excellent. And we probably would do a fundraiser, for travel to help those that plan to go. But that'll be in August. So August will be a very busy month. We've got the caravan on the 13th. We'll probably do Marcus Garvey Day on the 20th. And then Brother Tut Moses is going to have RBG Music Fest, in which UNIA Division 421 is an official sponsor. He's going to do that on the 27th. So, and then the convention will be in Detroit, so I'll have to travel to Detroit sometime in between there. I don't even know the dates of it. A lot going on in August. But that's what Presidents is. First Wednesday of every month, presidents get together, and I should be, we should be giving reports to our members and our executives as to what's going on these calls.
What is the team of our getting our actual office for our local?
What's the chances of us getting an office for our local?
For our division, right?
I mean, it's in our hands. I'll put it that way. Brother Kenwardo, mentioned us working with him as an event space. It wouldn't necessarily be an office, but if we wanted to have a meeting for an event, he would be willing to work with us to make that happen. As far as an office, like an everyday coming in, sitting down, we got two options. One, we got to make it profitable, which is the hard way. But I think that's the best way, is to make it profitable, and we can fund it ourselves. The second would be like a 501c3 / church exemption type of thing, where, we'd have minimal expenses. And that would allow us to maintain a facility. Those are the two options that I'm aware of. Brother Macy's or Mama Mina, I don't know what y'all think about that, but we got to get finances. We need more members. We need more consistent dues-paying members. And I know that the question usually becomes, people, before they ask to pay dues, they're asking what the organization can do for them, which is valid. But at the end of the day, right now, dues are not going to get any less. If anything, they're going to go up. And I don't know when that would happen, but eventually they will go up. But we need to be looking at dues are not an investment. You know, it's almost a charity. You know, it's $3 a month. It's less than a gallon of gas, but it should be disposable income. You know, this is not. It's not. Yeah, it's not a meal. This is a gallon of gas, and it's 1 month. So it should be something that we can do that doesn't break the bank, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we need more individuals that are in that position to where, you know, $3 a month isn't detrimental. And that's the best way I can say it, you know. But it just seems like people are just, oh my goodness, $3. Like, hold up, like, what, hold up, what you know, what up?
Listen, I complained about the cost of gas. I complained about the cost of gas in Georgia. The cost of gas out here in California, I mean, they are stealing from these folks out here. I mean, $6, $7, $8 a gallon.
That's what I'm saying.
Out here in California, without a doubt. The gas is high out here.
That's so, you know, $3 is not.
Ain't nothing compared to $6, $7, and $8 without it. It ain't nothing.
But going back to the requirements of what I see as requirements of leadership is resources. You know, if we don't have these disposable resources, you know, how are we going to help somebody else? You know, we struggle to make ends meet ourselves, but we calling ourselves leaders. So this shouldn't break the bank. It should be a charitable contribution, you know, for the posterity of the race. Everything that we do, we hold in trust, you know, for the race. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
But yeah, we'll think about focus. I want everybody to focus on June and Juneteenth. Rest up. If you can come out to the event on the 11th, that would be great. But I definitely need support on Juneteenth. After Juneteenth, you know, we can talk about throwing something on the calendar for July. And Mama Mina, I hear what you're saying. And we need to, I mean, you know, I don't know, Brother Macy's, Mama Mina, maybe we need to have more meetings, you know, to discuss that, a home office or a meeting location. If it comes up, it's a good idea. I don't think it's anything anybody disagrees with, but we never work through it to completion. Brother Macy's.
No, I think we should too as well. So I mean, if you want to, are you missing like another, like during the week meet, or when you say more meetings, like what are you suggesting?
More of a high executive, like when we were planning the fundraiser. You know, not a meeting that all executives have to come to, but executives that would like to, you know, be a part of that discussion or that process. Of course, they're welcome. But it would be a responsibility of, you know, us as high officers. You know, I would be required, you would be required, Mama Mina required, and then, you know, others that want to help.
All right.
And since we
can think of maybe like making this a reality, maybe, I don't know, for September thereafter or something. When we'll get through the summer and do I'm just saying perhaps. So we can be looking toward and looking at possible costs of such a endeavor anyway. You know, what would it cost us monthly in order to have an office somewhere?
I like it, Mama Mina. Don't think I'm disregarding it, but however, let's focus on June. Let's focus on getting as many members as we can and sell as much product as we can. And let's come out of June, and hopefully coming out of June, you know, we've got $1,000, $1,500, and we can talk about, you know, renting out a space or, you know, something like that. Or something else.
Right. I agree.
Okay. Well, I didn't have anything else. That's all that I had. A recap of May, focus on June, and then a brief look at next month. So if there's not any questions or anything, we'll move to close. So final call, questions, comments. Got the other statement, like all hearts, something, but is everybody all right?
I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see. Last thing, yeah. Very last thing. Quick view at our finances. January, March, April. So I had talked about our membership numbers, and I thought I said like we were down to 18 or something like that. But after updating everything, we are at 21 active dues paying members. Brother Kimwardo, I had to make sure yours was updated. 302, yeah. Myself, my wife, Brother Macias, I got you in for the year. Brother Kwabena, Brother Cornelius, I had to get President Ross Marvin's information updated as well. But for the month of April, we had 21 members, and then you can see we lose 2 members. This is Queen Sassy, our former lady president, and it's another sister whose payments stop next month. So next month we drop down to 19 active members.
Okay.
Just wanted to give an update on that. And we received quite a few assessments. So for the month of April, Brother Macias, we got your assessment in during HEC. So that was one for April. And then in May, me and my wife, ours hit in May. President Ross Marvin's hit in May, and Deborah hits in May. So those assessments, all of that funds goes to the parent body. So for the month of May, we're going to spend, or for the month of May, we bring in $82, but we're going to have to send out $52. So we keep about $30. And then for the month of April, we make $58 and we send out $24. So that's the details of our financial reports for the month of April and May. I'll get these. I'm working on putting these together for the parent body. We're 1 month behind. April should have been submitted already, but don't worry about that. We're usually 6 months behind, so we're doing a lot better. But I'll get these updated, get those sent out to the parent body to make sure we are, paying our dues and paying our bills to the parent bodies and our charter. Good. Any questions, comments on financial report? But yeah, this is what we need. This is recurring funds that keep coming in. These yearly dues, the PayPal has been very good, but that's how, although we spend funds, that's how money keeps coming back in, even though we're not selling anything. So thank you to all active dues paying members. And yeah, we got to recruit. We got to get more of those. We usually have up to like 40 members, but we're down to 20. So the month of June, we need to get active, increase our membership, and remind members to pay their dues. So last call, any questions, comments before we move to close? Okay. Again, thank you. I know it's late, 8:40 p.m. East Coast, 8:48 p.m. East Coast. Thank you, everyone, for coming in and staying. I think this was a very good and effective June executive meeting. So we don't need to reschedule. We'll just move forward. I'll put the meeting minutes together and send that out. You can repeat after me. It's in the air, one God.
One God.
One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
One destiny.
Africa for the Africans.
Africa
For the Africans.
Those at home and those abroad.
Those at home.
Those at home and those abroad.
Race first, family. Go in peace.
Race first.
Take care. Take care.
Thank you, Mama Mina.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Did a good job.
I'm trying, Mama Mina. I'm, practicing.
You do very well, my brother.
I
See you when I
appreciate
get
it.
home. Call you when I get home. I'll call you when I get back in town.
All right.
All right. Be blessed.